Hello, I am ChanN12 on the forums, the Mini Wargaming forums, and today I would like to introduce to you an idea I thought of quite a while ago. I don't know if anybody else has thought of it, but I didn't see any similar-ish videos anywhere. So it's actually taking an aluminum pan, such as this one, and with this knife, or a pair of scissors, you can turn it into a pretty cool kind of like crater terrain kind of thing. Looks pretty good, I guess, to me. So first, with this, is you want to cut off the edge all around. See the rough edge right here? That's no good. We want to get rid of that and have the soft center part, and we work with that. Okay, so once the edges are cut off, we are going to look at the back here. So as you can see, the aluminum foil is indented all around the edge, and it's left flat in the middle. And how I do that is I crumple it on the sides up. So I have this, and I've already crumpled it, leaving it flat in the middle, crumpling up the edges a little bit to make it look like the ridge. But then there's this ugly thing right here, so you can just cut it like that. Cut it so it's circular. I cut these rounded edges, and after that I base coat it black and add glue, and that's where the sand comes in. So yeah. Okay, so when you're doing your gluing, I use Elmer's glue and a not so good brush that's for applying the glue. And first I apply a lot right into the center, and I move it around with my finger because it's much easier than using a small brush. And then here on the edges, as you can see where it indents here, put a little bit of glue up so you can get the stuff there. Make it look like the rock is appearing through the dirt, kind of like that. Here goes up the edge and it stops at a certain point. Just wherever looks good. Okay, so once you apply the glue and the sand, and it's all dried, then we can go into rocks. Now, I took some rocks that I found in my yard, and they're really nice rocks. It almost looks like they're painted already, but I paint them anyways, just to give them that extra highlighted look. And what I do is, I'm sorry you guys, I don't use Games Workshop paints, so I don't know how to describe the color to you, but I do a 1-in-1 mixture of, well, white and black, and I mix that together and I put it all over it. That's that light gray. And then I do 2 drops of this white and 1 drop of black, and I get the lighter color, which I then dry brush over the whole thing, all the rocks, everything. And then I do 3.5, well, half, I mean, just adding a little bit extra if it needs it, and 1 black, and I carefully put that in with a detail brush over all the ridges here, on the rocks, put it on the ridges, and it makes it look like the rocks are the same color as this, rather than not painting them and having them look different. As for the plants are just moss that I gathered from my backyard, and I dried it over 2 days, and then I glued it on with super glue. Oh yes, and the rocks are glued on with hot glue, because super glue didn't seem to stick with them that well, so they are on with hot glue. And I'm going to bring out my poorly painted Imperial Guard Marines. And as you can see, size comparison to some Space Marines. Kinda nice. You can huddle up on the wall over here. Kinda like that, you know. Of course, it was a bad idea to put a rock right there, but you know, I wasn't really planning on playing Warhammer 40k when I made this the first time. But that's okay. Hey, the great thing though about these aluminum foil craters is you can pretty much add them to any kind of terrain you want. Here, this insignificant foam board terrain was enhanced by this crater, which it can all be painted together and all have the same color scheme and everything. You don't have to follow the color scheme that I do in the video. I'll make it look very naturey, but in this case it could be a big hole in the ground where like a mortar hit or a basilisk shot at it or something. So you can paint it all gray and stuff, whatever you want.